Hi. Welcome to Love It or Hate It, Just Rate It in the comments.
And don't forget to tap the button to subscribe and bang that bell for notifications.
Ding. So, okay, we have a couple of guests here today. I think they might look a little familiar to you. They gave you their guest review on Nothing to Hide, and they're back to give us their guest review on Selfless. I almost said Shameless. Selfless. So we have Ty and we have Lisa. And so first question I have for you guys is, if you had to rate Selfless on a scale of 1 to 10, what would it be? Lisa?
I would give it a 8.
Oh, all right, an 8. And why would you give it an 8?
I would give it an 8 because it kind of has a twist to it, and it also makes you really have to pay attention, or you'll miss it.
This is true, yes.
And I think that's why I would give it a 6, because I think I missed some things. I'm pretty sure that I did.
Hey.
Yeah.
So now, Ty, now this question is for Lisa. Lisa, what did you really, really enjoy about the movie?
What did I really enjoy? Let's see. Well, actually, I have a favorite character, and it was the daughter.
Oh, the little
daughter.
girl.
Yeah,
The
the
little girl.
She was really. She broke my heart.
Oh.
So I really liked her. So I'm gonna say she was a superstar, even though she wasn't the star, but she was the superstar.
Yeah,
to
she
me.
did have some really special parts, and with her being so young, you weren't expecting her to say the things that she said.
She was
It was
really
so
cute.
sweet. She was like a little innocent kid, which is what she was, but it was so cute.
Right, she was really cute.
She was cute.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, Ty, what did you like?
I think I like the message behind the title, because it started off with a very selfish person who
It's
obviously learned a lesson, and hence the title Selfless. So I think I might like that probably the best. Yeah.
Okay,
Especially since I missed a good portion of some of the stuff, I think.
and what did you guys think about the whole process, the transformation process, or?
It was really interesting to see, one individual. The guy was sick, and his friend gave him this card, and I think he thought long and hard about it and went to go visit the place anyway. I think that was my first sign of confusion. I just saw this man like vigorously working out, and the next thing you know, he finally made it up to the mirror, and he looked very different. So
30 years younger.
Yeah, he was 30 years younger.
If
and
only.
yeah, he was really having the time of his life, though. Was
Right.
He sure was,
Wow.
with the ladies
Wow,
and the
he
party.
was the ladies' man.
For real.
Wow. Yes.
So, okay, I have a question for you guys. So, what would you say to get someone to watch this movie? What would you say to intrigue someone?
Well, I don't know exactly how I would phrase it, but I think what I like, maybe it's the ability to be able to, like, we all know that death is imminent, but what if you could cheat it, right? Because when you think about it, like with this guy being able to get into the body that he was in, he actually added could have potentially added another 40, 50 years
Seriously.
Yeah.
to his life. So like, what would you do if you
Could
if
cheat death?
you had 2 lifetimes or more, because you could still hop around to
Body jump.
other bodies.
Be a body jumper.
A body jumper. Exactly. Would you want to be a body jumper?
No.
Me either, but I'm just saying.
I like
What
my
about
body.
you? Would you like to be a body jumper?
No, thank you. I'm gonna pass because I'm afraid that when I look in the mirror, I may not be Angela.
Oh, wait, if
Bassett.
you So wait.
She's a body jumper.
You know what? Now, you know how the guy, Damien Hill, wanted to transfer to another body, right? I wonder what would have happened if there wasn't a male body, if he had to go to a female body.
That's
Ooh.
part 2.
That,
It should be part 2 though.
that's something.
Oh
Wouldn't
my
that be
God.
interesting?
What if they put him in a woman's body and didn't tell him? Well, you didn't specify.
Well,
female.
you didn't say who
you
It
wanted
was
to
on
be.
the sheets. a very small writing down there. You left it blank.
Yeah, just like the guy Anton Fisher said. Oh well, you thought you were buying a brand new model. It just happened to have a couple of miles on it.
Right. Thank God he wasn't a woman because he would be in paternity court.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
You are not the father.
Oh, so let me ask you. So, what did you guys think about the material or the curtains or whatever over the mirrors?
I think that was a way to hide the identity of who you really were once you've gone through this transformation.
Okay, so you're saying after you've gone through the transformation, and when you normally look in the mirror, that person that you used to see is not going to be looking back at you.
No, that's not going to happen in this movie. Unfortunately, that's not how this movie goes.
Well, you know what I thought about that? I thought that it was for the little boy.
Okay.
Because, if he looked in the mirror, he might have a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, because he's a little kid.
Yeah.
He's a kid, and I know what I look like, but who is that?
Right.
But this is me talking, and it looks like it. Oh yeah, that would be very confusing for a child.
So.
Or an adult. That would just not
I
be
think
okay.
I would be a little nervous too.
Yeah, I would.
But he probably wouldn't even have the same voice.
Oh.
Well, I don't know, because when Ryan Reynolds turned into Antoine Fisher, I think that's who he turned into. He had a different voice. Wasn't that who he turned into?
He
did.
kept his
But
own
he
voice.
pretended that. I mean, it was just something in the tone that, to me, he really sold that he was someone different. There was something in his approach to me that it was like he played. I could clearly see he wasn't playing the same person.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
Because they were friends. They had a relationship, so I think that he kind of understood the character, the type of person that he was. And so I think he was able to take on that character successfully because they spent a lot of time together.
Yeah, he did a good job on that. I was like, that's good for his range, I guess, for his acting chops, for him to be able to switch like that.
Yeah.
Because I bought that. I was like, oh, he's somebody else. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So how did you guys feel about Ryan being taken away from his family?
That was horrible.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker like that. I don't like stuff like that. Like, for me, all movies would be rainbows and butterflies.
I'll tell you guys what I thought. I felt like, oh my God, this is a waste of $250,000.
$250 million.
Oh, I'm sorry. $250 million.
Yeah.
250. I felt like, seriously, that was the very first thought I had. I said, what a waste of $250 million. You're just gonna die. He paid to die.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway.
But at the same time, I thought like, okay, you know what? It was a good cause because that $250 million is really the reason why that little girl is still alive. Because she was really sick, remember? The little girl was really sick. So the reason that he went to the father, excuse me, Ryan Reynolds, whichever name you want to use, he's the reason that his daughter is the reason that he went and did this whole body exchanging and gave himself up because he wanted to save his daughter, and they saved his daughter. But in turn, he actually got his whole life back, which was kind of cool. At the end,
cool. Yeah.
it's cool. But the billionaire died. Granted, he did live a full life, so there's that, and he was a billionaire, so there's that.
It just goes to show, no matter what you do, you can't take it with you.
You can't.
Yeah, no matter how many gazillions of dollars you have, you cannot take it with you.
That's true.
Yeah. So enjoy it while you got it.
Exactly.
Yeah, instead of
Oh, and his poor daughter.
I know. I actually thought her role was going to be bigger because that's my girl from Downton Abbey. So I was like, oh, Mary.
Yeah,
right?
They could have elaborated on that
Yeah,
role.
she wasn't in it
I really
very
wanted
much.
them to reconcile. You know what I mean? I wanted them to
Yeah,
get back
me too.
together,
Yeah.
and then I wanted her to know that her dad was sick and be like, you know what? Oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear this. And I wanted him to apologize, opposed to a letter at the end.
Right.
Like I didn't like the letter.
That was like the only way he can get his point across. She would never listen. She was so angry.
Yeah, it's
Can
true.
you blame her though?
So,
But what he should have done was made an appointment with her.
That's what he should have done.
Yeah,
She's a very busy lady.
Yeah, well, she was, but what it goes to show is that he never spent that time with her.
Yeah.
So your business and all your ventures or whatever came before your family.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's how you operated, then he should have respected her enough to call and say, can we meet for lunch next year on the 12th?
Yeah.
You know, on May whatever.
Yeah.
And then he could have told her. Or he could have done something, because I think she should have known.
Yeah.
Because she
then
probably
she
would have
would
wanted to spend some special time with him or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
For all the time that he didn't spend with her. Because all she remembers is something when she was 8 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
That was it.
Mhm.
That was the gist of it for her.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
So
he
what
was
would
a
she rate the
deadbeat
movie?
dad with a lot of money.
Say that
He
again?
was a deadbeat dad with a lot of money.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Yeah, because remember when they were sitting at the table and he was sitting there with Antoine and he said, oh, he really didn't have to do this. I could have cut him a check. And that let you know who he was. He said, but would you?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
No, you would not have.
Right.
That's deep.
That's the truth. Man. So, Mom, what would you rate the movie?
I would rate it, I'm kind of fluctuating quite a bit about it, but I guess I would rate it between a 7 and an 8. And that is, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a good movie. I liked how he tried to save his own life. I don't know why he was trying to save his life.
At that point.
Yeah, why was he trying to save his life? Because he was not going to be the same person.
Mm-hmm.
And just if he wanted to live it up and be 30-something years old, I don't know. But the whole concept of it was pretty good. It did remind me of the movie Get Out. Yeah, it did. It reminded me of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was pretty good. That's what I would give it. And what would you give it?
I would give it 8.5 because I had a lot of different feelings about it. I mean, I thought it was a good movie, period. But, you know, this man has 6 months to live and he had cancer and everything. So I thought that they had a cure for his cancer, you know? That's what I thought. And then it's like they took him and put him in another body. And I always think about myself in these situations. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to be in somebody else's body. What have they been doing with this body? You know what I mean?
Right.
Those are my thoughts, you know? And then at the end, then it's like, I felt like he spent all this money really just to go ahead and die. So, you know, you could have just took that money and gave it to your daughter, but then at the same time, I had to bring it back to reality. In reality, he saved the little girl and he brought the family back together. That's what it boiled down to. Because he couldn't do that for his own family.
But then, you know, in a way, kind of like how Ty was saying, you know, you have the opportunity to try to cheat death. So I think maybe what God was doing was teaching him a lesson and showing him that this is the time. You see this loving family right here, and that's what you could have had.
That's a good point.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Heck yeah,
I
that's
think
what he
he-
missed out on.
Right.
And that's probably why he just let the guy come back.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because
that makes sense.
He saw they had what he wanted with his daughter now.
Right.
Now that I'm old and I'm sick and I'm dying, oh, now I'm trying to reach back, which is too late. So give it to this family and let them enjoy it.
Yeah.
Good point.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
I think his ego was the reason why he wanted to get into the other body. Cause I've never been a billionaire.
You sure?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I used to be.
Right.
Oh, I still am.
And I lived on the beach.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, when you were a billionaire, did you find that, you thought that you were basically invincible because you had all of this money and you could do anything? So I'm thinking that with him, a price tag of $250 million, there's not many people who can afford that. So,
Speak for yourself.
okay. Maybe
because
just
he
me.
was buying that like a loaf of bread.
Right.
Yeah.
And so for him, it was like, I have this money. I can do whatever I want. This is what I'm going to do. And the act itself was so selfish still because he didn't do it to like prolong his life so that he could build and mend a relationship with his daughter. He did it just so that he could live longer.
Correct.
Right?
Okay, so now we have 4 people here, and I saw it a different way.
Okay.
I saw it where when he went to make amends with that daughter, and she wouldn't accept the money and she wouldn't accept him, that's when he called him because,
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's
Yeah.
fair.
yeah, like, oh, I don't care.
Like now,
I don't
Yeah.
care.
forget it.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
doesn't matter who I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Doesn't
So
even
what?
matter.
Because he really wanted that relationship with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was his fault that he didn't have it.
Well,
Amen.
but maybe he had tried all along, but since he was a businessman doing business all the time, maybe that's the only way he knew to approach her.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's a whole lot.
I think that it was that, the fact that he had tried before, because it seemed like it was kind of a repetitious conversation.
Yeah, because remember
Which
he
you-
said,
You're busy. I know you're busy.
and he said, I didn't come here to do this again.
Yeah. So I think he's tried several times.
Yeah, but it seems like his approach was probably the same because she was getting tired of him trying to give money.
Yeah.
So you have to, after trying the same thing over and over, you got to change your approach.
And that because he was trying to buy her love.
Correct.
And some people you just can't be bought. So
Right.
like you can't. I don't care. You can't erase 20, 30 years or whatever of absence and try to replace it with money. That's not going to work.
Absolutely.
So you have to come a different way. And maybe that's the only way that he knew.
Yeah.
But that wasn't what was going to work for her because she can get her own. So it's like, well, what else he got? You know?
Exactly.
And when a person only has financial means to make somebody else happy, that's what they lean on. Because most people are like, okay. Like most people will fold and be like, all right, well, I'll deal with it. And she's like, no, I'm
Yeah,
good.
'cause I was like, give me
What
that
else you got?
envelope.
Come on, Dad.
What you going through?
I would have been the one that been like, you can go. That would be me.
Thank
I would be
you
like,
very
I don't
much.
want you or your money.
Where you want to go?
That's me.
You want to go down the street?
Okay.
I will be back. I'm going down to my dad.
Oh my
Okay.
God. That's back when you were a billionaire.
Right. Tell everybody, hold those thoughts. It's my dad. Did I introduce you guys? It's my dad.
I would still ignore him.
But it was a good movie.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
It was
it was good.
definitely. So that's about all I have. Do you guys have anything you want to add?
No, I don't think
Watch
so.
the movie. It was good.
Tell us what you think. Love it, hate it, just rate it in the comments.
Yeah, write it in the comments. Take a look. We really would like to have your support. Take a look at the movie. Come back and let us know. What do you think about the dad? Was he being selfish, or was he longing for his daughter's love, or what did he really expect out of it, or did he just want to give it all away? Okay, so we will talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.